Chapit de Yon Rankontre ak Yon Zanmi. Mezanmi, c'est pas Cidelca. Oh, Jean, ça pase monchè. Ça fait longtemps pas ouais ou non? Na boule frem, bon nouvèl ou. Tout bagay byen, Fanmi mwen byen, Madanm mwen byen tout. Oh, ou gen Madanm kounye? Oui, ak de Pitit. Kijan yo rele? Pitit gason mwen rele Jacques. Pitit fi mwen rele Rose. C'est bon monchè. Mwen kontan tande ça. Et ou menm, wap travay? Non, map etidye toujou pou m'vin yon doktè. Klas mwen yo te fini. Et jodi a, ki sa wap fe? Rien. Mwen posem. On nou pon yon pate kode, et puis fe yon ti chita pale. D'accord. Men pap ka arete pou an pil tan, paske deme map voyaje. Kote ou pale? Haiti. What is up, guys? Hope you guys like that little script. We're gonna go ahead and get into the breakdown and talk about the vocab used in the scene. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about time. Specifically, let's talk about days. Today, yesterday, and tomorrow. So today in Kreyòl is jodia. You want to talk about yesterday, you're going to go ahead and say yeah. And tomorrow, deme. So some of the things that were said in relation to days. First one is Kisa wap fe jodia. And it means, what are you doing today? I'm gonna go ahead and break that down a little bit more. The first word right there, kisa, means what. U, you already know, means you. And ap is a very, very important progressive marker. Similar to how in English we signify actions that are in progress by putting ing at the end of verbs, such as searching, eating, sleeping, everyday life. In Kreyòl, you do that using ap. The next word is fe. Now, fe is, when we're talking top 100, top 50, even probably top 10. Fe is definitely going to be on that list. It's a very important verb in Kreyòl, and it usually takes on the meaning of to make or to do, but it can slightly vary in meanings depending on the context and what other words it's paired with. So some examples are faire manger, and that means literally making food, to make food, and which means to cook. Faire des autres, that's a favorite of Haitian parents, which means basically to make trouble. And faire l'amour, I don't think you guys need a picture for that one, but it means to make love. So with jodia, you might want to know, how do you say what is today? It's a very common question, and in Kreyòl that would be ki jou jodia ye. Next sentence with ye. Ye klas mwen yo te fini. Yesterday, my class is finished. Now that part in that sentence, klas mwen yo, is a great example of possession in Haitian Kreyòl, which we'll talk about in another video. Now, with deme, in the scene, they said, deme map voyager. Tomorrow, I'm traveling. We out. Tomorrow I'm traveling. Voyager means to travel. Also taken from French. Two other words that weren't specifically mentioned in the scene but are pretty important as well in this context are kounye, which means now, and pita, which means later. A very common phrase that you'll hear is na we pita. It's a very informal way of saying bye. It's more like saying see you later or we'll see each other, you know? In general, though, the scene is full of informalities. As you can see, there's two friends meeting each other, haven't seen each other in a while. So they're catching up, you know. Not a lot of formal vocab was used. It's how you would talk to a friend. You wouldn't talk to your teacher, boss, or parent like that. Well, I mean, I wouldn't at least. But so the first thing to note in the informalities is the greeting, the initial greeting, sak pase. Now, we talked about sak pase in first chapter. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and click on this link right here, and it's going to lead you to that, so you can check that out. But basically, sak pase, in a nutshell, is what's up, what's happening, right? The next part, nouvèl. That literally means, give me your news. But it means, what's new? Like, what you been up to? What's happening? Nouvèl. Another part that you'll see is monchè. There's a couple of monchès thrown in there. That's, again, also taken from French. My friend. My friend. It's used in Haitian Creole as my friend, but really is a way to say bro. Monchè. You'll hear it at the end of the sentence. You'll say something and at the end, monchè. It's like saying bro. Next part, Mwen posem. John said that when he was asked what he was doing today. And that means I'm chilling. John's chilling out here. The next part I want to go ahead and get into is another very important verb, gayen, and in a short form, gain. Very important. They mean to have. To have. So, and some examples of how you use it would be the first one, ou gen Madanm kounye, is what he said. You have a wife now? Or you can also say, li gen yon machine. He has a car. Machine means car. Nou gen yon kay. We have a house. Now, usually you'll hear it used in the short form unless the word appears at the end of a sentence. An example is if somebody asks you if you have something and you don't, you can say, Mwen pa genyen. And there you see that you use the long form. But you can also use it at those other parts as well, but just more commonly, you'll hear the short form. So generally, there was a sense of things being good in the script, you know? Usually that's what happens, you know, haven't seen people in a while, try to let people know you're on the come up. So, you know, everything's all right, everything's good. When somebody asks you what's going on, and to say everything is good in Haitian Creole is Tout, bagay, byen. Everything is good. And also, if you want to say people are good, you know, your family's good or your wife's good, as in the case in this script, you would say Fanmi, Mwen, byen. Now let's go ahead and get into work in school. Now the first thing, work. The word for work can be used as a noun and a verb. And that word is travay. Now I'll show you exactly what I mean right now. He asks in the script to John, Wap travay? Are you working? And that it's used as a verb. But then if maybe you want to talk about the job itself, in that case, you can say something like, Mwen reme travay mwen. And that's, I like my job. In that case, it was used as a noun. Let's say maybe you're not a working man. You're still hitting the books and you're a student, just like John. John said, Map etidye. And that means I'm studying. I'm studying. Now, if you want to call yourself a student self, you can say you're a étudiant. Younger students usually lower levels of grade school are called élève. So let's go ahead and put this together. You want to let the world know what you are, what your profession is. In Haitian Creole, you do that by saying Mwen, c'est Yon, and your profession or whatever it is you do. So if you're a doctor, you would say Mwen, c'est Yon doktè. If you're a teacher, you would say Mwen, c'est Yon professeur. Let's say you're not really doing too much. Let's say you're not studying, you don't have a job, but you still want to call yourself a king, for example. So you can go ahead and say, Mwen, c'est Yon roi. There you go. Shout out to all the kings out there. Now, we reached the end of the breakdown. What I recommend you do is go ahead and hit that rewind button, head to the beginning of the video and watch the scene again and see what you can understand now compared to before. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And like always, Kreyòl parle, Kreyòl comprendre. Bye.